Have you ever noticed the contrast in the lyrics of Chaperone, Hoizer and Shinedown? Their approach to subverting expectations sets them miles apart from most songwriters, so they manage to craft interesting songs that fans can help but listen to. And you can write like them as well. So in this video you will learn how to use contrast in lyric writing, a concept overlooked by most songwriters and the reason why their songs feel boring. Because lyrics without contrast is like eating plain food. But this is something you can avoid, and songs like this will teach you how. So if you ever struggle to grab attention with your songs, or they feel too predictable, then this video will change that. So make sure to watch to the very end so you don't miss out on a step-by-step plan. A plan, if followed, will force you to write interesting lyrics with lots of contrast. But first we need to talk about the most boring kind of music.
Corporate music.
Answer me one question. What's the most boring music you can think of? Music that's so lame you can fall asleep to it. For me, it's corporate background music, the kind of music you hear in ads. For example, an ad pops up and a new vacuum robot enters your screen. It cleans the excessively dirty floor while speeding through the living room. Meanwhile, a piano and guitar play the most generic chord progression ever. This results in a corporate song designed to tell you, look at how happy these people are. You could be this happy too if you buy the product. So the music fades, a logo appears, and the cycle begins anew with the next ad. What a poor use of music. For most musicians, this is their worst nightmare. Music that is so uninspired it robs our souls. But the thing that makes this style so boring is the same problem beginner musicians face. Beginners lack the understanding how contrast creates excitement. But I don't want your music to feel like these ads. So let's dive into the world of contrast and create excitement in your songs.
Power of contrast.
First, let's talk about contrast in general. So like the saying goes, too much of anything will be bad for you. The same goes for your songs. Imagine yourself on a road trip or bus ride. You're driving down an endless road. There are no curves, only you, the pavement and some highway signs. Flat grasslands with no trees on either side of the street. Driving along this road for some minutes or even an hour might not be a problem, but how would you like it to drive down this road for 5 hours? The repetitive landscape would rob your mind. But this is what most songs feel like when they lack contrast, especially when writing lyrics. Beginners write down what comes to mind with a vague understanding of what they want to say. They write about love but use the most cliché expressions as possible. Or they tell us how sad they are while they're standing in the rain. Every song part, every line feels the same. So from a mile away you can see where the song is heading. This won't excite your audience. No matter how good your topic is, if you keep it monotone, eventually this will get boring. We need some action, we need brand new ideas, we need some contrast. And this is why contrast is so important. It keeps ideas fresh. It brings lyrics to life and paints them in a new light. But by now you might be asking yourself one question.
How do I use contrast?
So when writing lyrics you can think of contrast in two ways. Contrast in meaning and contrast in structure. You can use these tools to give your lyrics more excitement. So let's explore them further and begin with
Contrast in meaning.
Like in our previous example, the same idea repeated all over a song will become boring. If you tell me that you're sad and everything is grey, this won't excite me. But how can we breathe fresh air into this? One way you can do this is by using new ideas. Painting a subject with new expressions will always feel fresh. Use metaphors and visuals that you wouldn't associate with the topic. So think of writing a breakup song while in a daycare or a depression song while skydiving. This is where you can be creative, but coming up with new angles and ideas is hard. But it's not the only way. You can also create contrast by adding a twist into your lyrics. In one instance, you can write about how happy you are, but then the marriage of your parents collapses in front of you. These opposites surprise us and keeps us engaged. A great example of this is the song Cherry Wine by Hoizer.
Like rum on the fire, hot and fast and angry as she can be. I walk my days on a wire.
The first verse talks about the temper of his lover. After the first verse, we got a good idea where the song could go. We expect a sad song that complains about the situation, or we expect an angry one that cries out to break free from this relationship. But this all changes as we get to the chorus.
Way she tells me I'm hers and she's mine. Open hand or closed fist would be fine. The blood is red and sweet as cherry wine.
the story completely changes. Suddenly the song is about the attachment of the victim to its abuser. It's an angle we don't see that often. This shift in meaning creates contrast that gives our song interest and depth. Did you ever wonder what it takes to write lyrics like Hoizer? It feels like no matter how much you learn, you just can't reach his level. But I think that's not true. You can write like him as well, if you know what he knows. And this is where this comes in, the lyric cheat sheet. It's a free interactive checklist designed specifically for lyric writing. These are 18 core concepts professional songwriters use to create impactful lyrics. Concepts you can't afford to ignore. Click on any headline and we'll send you to a video explanation teaching you everything you need to know. Scroll down a bit and you'll find action points for your next song. But that's not all. There are also examples of successful songs of all kinds of genres that use these techniques. So you can see how professional songwriters use what you've learned. This way you can see how professional songwriters apply what you've learned. If you manage to check 10 out of 18 boxes, your writing can compete with professional songwriters. So if you want to write like Hoizer, then download the lyric cheat sheet. It's free, check out the link in the description. But let's move on with the video. So we see that contrast in the meaning of our song has great potential to make it more interesting. But it's also the hardest way you can follow. So let's talk about something easier. Let's talk about
The contrast of structure.
So the way you arrange your lyrics will have an effect on your audience. A planned structure that never changes is a great way to kill any momentum and excitement. So we need to spice it up. The structure of the lyrics consists of 3 things: the rhythm of the line, the length of the line, and the rhyme scheme. You can create contrast by changing one of them at a time. Think of this like creating stability and instability. And even a repeated structure is stable. The audience will go through your song in a smooth fashion. It's like a boat ride over a calm sea. But we can introduce some waves that make the boat ride more exciting. We just need to create an uneven structure. This will create tension that makes our audience feel uncomfortable. And so the song pushes forward and creates momentum, because the audience wants to go back to a stable place. Just listen to Phenomenon by Chaperone. She uses one clever trick to create instability.
Hit it like, get it hot, make a bitch, it's a fam. Hit it like, get it hot, make a bitch, it's a
Dude, can you play a song with a fucking beat?
hit it like, hit it like.
She added an extra 5th line to her pre-chorus. With the soothing verse before, we don't expect this sudden break. But this is the power of contrast, because it grabs our attention and shoots us forward into the next song part. Meanwhile, it makes the song that much more interesting to listen to. But don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean you should only create unstable structures. Too much instability will scare off your audience. They need something stable to hold on to. As another example, think of progressive music. It's so technical with odd time signatures and tempo changes that we often can't feel the beat anymore. But this is not what we're looking for. So it's a good thing that we start out stable and mix in some instability. For example, you can change the rhyme scheme of the verse from ABAB to AAAX, AXAX, or ABAX. Or you can change one line of the song part to be shorter or longer, or change up the rhythm of your melody every 4th line. A great example for this is the song Cut the Code by Shinedown. Check out the first verse. They don't choose just one rhythm to sing their verses with, but vary them. This keeps their interest high. Also look at every 3rd line. They are twice as long as the ones before. This breaks our expected patterns and breathes fresh air into the song.
Action points.
If you only remember one thing from this video, then it should be this. Creating contrast in your songs is a crucial skill every musician needs to learn. It's about changing established patterns to keep them fresh. But contrast doesn't need to be everywhere. Every choice you make should always support the emotion and core message of your song. So to end this video, I want to give you 2 guiding questions. 2 questions that will make sure you use contrast effectively. So next time you write lyrics, ask yourself this. Question 1. How does each song section feel? Does it feel unstable or stable, calm or erratic? Question 2. Does the feeling match your lyrics? So when your song part feels unstable, lean into it and create lyrics with unstable structure. But when your lyrics feel calm, then ease off and create only small bits of contrast, like changing the line length. Answering these 2 questions is all you need to spice up your lyrics. But this is something that most songwriters are too lazy to do and will give you a huge advantage, because you will put in even more effort than they do. So use these questions and write the most interesting and impactful song you can.